family, thank you for watching. This is just a real quick exhortation to encourage you to take Hasatan, Satan, the devil, seriously. Take him seriously, my friends, my brothers and my sisters. I think there's probably a feeling or an idea amongst Christians and other believers, followers of Yahoshua, that, you know, Satan, we don't need to worry about Satan. And it's probably, you know, seen as a little bit, a bit silly the way that, for example, some Pentecostals talk about the devil a lot, and, you know, they talk about principalities and powers and rebuking demons and binding and loosing and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, there's some questions to be had about the way in which some of these things happen. But the Pentecostals, and I come from a Pentecostal background. That's where I was saved in a Pentecostal background, and the ecclesia, the gathering I attend now, is a Pentecostal ecclesia or church. And they've got it right, frankly. They've got it right. As I say, they might not execute it well, but they've got it right. Because when you read the scripture, it makes it very, very clear that Satan, the devil, is a clear and present danger to believers. I talked in my last couple of videos about how a lot of sickness, maybe all sickness, comes from Satan and his minions. And I want to just read to you a couple of scriptures here, which come from after Yahoshua was crucified, was resurrected, and after he ascended, did Aliyah up into Shamayim, the heavens. So you'd think, well, after that, we don't need to worry about Hasatan. But why is it that Paul says this in Ephesians 6? You all know this passage. Verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, in the Master, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armour of Elohim, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. So it's making it very, very clear who we are fighting against. We're in a war. Believers are in a war against those principalities and powers. And when you consider the whole of the scripture, the whole counsel of the scripture, you understand that Hasatan indeed has angels. He has Malachim who follow him and obey him and rebelled against Yahweh, against the Most High. Now, when that happened, of course, that's a whole question that needs to be looked into. But the point is that the teaching here regarding the armor of Elohim, the armor of God, is very clear. It's to guard us against Hasatan. So much so that when he goes down and he says the shield of faith, above all, taking the shield of faith with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts or arrows or javelins of the wicked one. You see, all of this whole armor of God, and this isn't, he didn't make up any of this stuff. There's talk about armor of God, armor of Yahweh in the Tanakh, in one of the prophets, can't remember who. But the point is, we're warring, we're wrestling, we're striving against Hasatan. Another scripture to just point to is from Kepha or Peter. And he says this, he says in 1 Peter 5 verse 8, he says, be sober and vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Resist him, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same sufferings are experienced by your brotherhood in the world. So that's the point. Peter and Paul, they were very, very clear that we need to resist Hasatan, because Satan is trying to get us. Satan is trying to get you to lose your faith. He's trying to get you to move on to whatever other religions, Islam. He's trying to get you to just fall into sin and just, as a dog goes back to his vomit, to just go back to your sinful ways. That's what he wants you to do. And, failing that, or with all of that, he's also trying to get people to be sick, to have calamities, accidents, and so on and so forth. He's trying to get strife in your family. He's trying to get strife in your home. He's trying to get your children to follow demonic ways, like the whole drill music thing, which I talked about in a post recently. We have to resist him, and prayer is absolutely vital. And so much so, actually, that when you consider, I won't turn there, but remember the Master's Prayer, our Abba Father who art in heaven, set apart be your name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in Shamayim. Give us this day our daily bread, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from whom? Deliver us from the wicked one, the evil one. Deliver us from Hasatan. Some translations don't translate it like that, but I think given what's said elsewhere, that is indeed what we should be praying every day. I pray every day for myself, for my family, my friends. I pray that Satan will not be able to succeed in his plans to wreak havoc in people's lives and to bring people away from the Most High Yah and into sin and into destruction. that's really all I wanted to say, actually. I was going to say something else about, what authority does Hasatan have, and I was going to go to Luke chapter 4, but I'll talk about that in another video. I just wanted to make this a very quick one to just encourage you, exhort you to stand firm against Hasatan. Don't think that just because you're a believer, everything's fine and, you're not going to experience any problems and so forth. No, you have to cling and cleave to the Most High through his son, Yahoshua. You have to be a man or a woman of faith. You have to be seeking after, hungering after righteousness. There's a scripture, Yahoshua said something about the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Elohim suffers violence and the violent take it by force. That's what we should be doing. This isn't a sort of, let's just kick back and wait till the rapture or whatever, or let's just kick back and wait till everything's going to be fine and Yahoshua wipes everything. No, in this moment now in our lives, between him returning and now, we have to fight and we have to struggle in the power of the Ruach HaKodesh, putting on the armor of Elohim, against Hasatan, against the devil. And we, that struggling and striving is indeed to see the power of the Most High manifested in our lives, partly so that unbelievers can see him, give glory to the Most High, and turn to Yahoshua as well. All right, that's all I'm going to say today. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.